Hey guys, David here from Athletic Edge Aberdeen, coming to bring you another at-home, no-kit workout. Today's class is going to be a full-body conditioning class in the shape of conditioning circuits. 2 different rounds of 5 exercises, and we're going to knock them on the head, and then we're going to combine them together and do one big circuit at the end. There are regressions and progressions for all the exercises, so the thing to do is just follow my lead and just work as hard as you can in each section. Now, as I've said in previous videos, if you want to get this content as soon as it comes out, click the link below to subscribe, and that will mean you get access to all the videos and you get a little notification when new ones go up straight away. As well as that, please like and share so that lots of people can get the benefit of this material and get some enjoyment during lockdown. So, most important element of our workout before we start is to do a warm-up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some simple mobilization exercises. I'll make sure this is actually all on camera. A bench here, all we're going to need is some sort of step for you to step onto. So if you don't have one of them, grab it now before you get started. So pause the video, grab the step. Even if it's a chair, as long as it's got a solid base, that would be cool as well. And once you've got it, set yourself, and when you get started, we're going to start just with some back and forth, just loosen off the chest and shoulders. Nice and simple across the body. Big circles. Loosen those shoulders, loosen that chest, get things mobilized. This is also, as I've said every other time before, is where you're going to feel if your body's stiff, if it's tired, if there's any sore bits. So pay attention to the messages you get from your muscles while you're doing this. So let's get those arms back the other way. It's good. Now, plant those feet, toes pointing forwards. I'm just looking for you to twist from side to side. Get some rotation through the spine. Loosen off those abs and that lower back. Good. And then some leans to the side as well. Now, as I mentioned briefly before, the key with a circuits class is intensity. 30 seconds for one person could look very different for 30 seconds to another. Let's say, for example, an exercise like press-ups. One person might be able to do 10 and be absolutely burst. Another person might be able to do 30 and be absolutely burst. Both those people are doing very well. It would only be if you can do 30 and you only do 20. Or you can do 15 and you only do 10. That's when you've got a problem. Roll those wrists. Now, it's reasonably cold, both in here and outdoors. So if you feel you need to do some additional exercises for warm-up, do them. Don't start until you feel them properly loose and limbered up. And also, it might be good to get some music going in the background as well, just so you've got that good ambience for teaching and for doing a class. Roll back the other way too, opening up the chest. Good. Now just set the feet shoulder width, and we're just looking for some squats, down and up, to start loosening off those legs. Yeah, my joints creaking. This is why you need the music, so you can't hear my knees creaking in every rep. Good. Now widen your foot position, and then we're just going to do the same thing. Down and up. Good, and then some back lunges, so I'll show you this one from the side. Lean forward, step, and step. Alternate between the two, good control. Keep the weight loaded over the front foot. Just helps get some blood flow through those legs, through the bum. Get everything loosened off and ready to rumble. Good, now this one I'll need some extra room because of the bench, but we'll look for some curtsies. Step across and behind. Step across and behind. Always make sure you've got room to do this behind you. Good. Now find something to lean on if you need to for this next one. Look for some leg swings back and forth. A bit more tricky when you've got nothing to lean on. And then the other side. This is so you can loosen off those hips as well, hips and hamstrings. Good, and then finally, shoulder width stance, soft knees, reach down, touch forward, fingertips, come up, push hips forwards. Touch forward, fingertips, up, hips forwards. Just to get a little bit of extra mobilization through the hips, through the lower back, and get things woken up. Good, keep yourself shake down. Alright, so I'm going to show you the exercises quickly and then we'll get stuck straight into the circuit. So the first exercise we're looking at is step ups. Plant the foot on the step so that you can push your weight through your heel, okay? And what we're going to do is 30 seconds, so we'll do 15 seconds on one leg, 15 seconds on the other, which means you don't swap about until you get to the halfway mark. That foot stays planted, you come up, you come down. Note the control, note the upright posture. I'm not leaning forwards, I'm not stomping back at the bottom. Everything stays centered over the lead leg, it's the star of the show. And at the halfway mark we switch, same thing on the opposite leg. Exercise number 2, we're going to do some tricep dips, work the muscles at the back of the arms. So I always find a good one with dips, and you can do this on the seat, is sit on your thumbs. If you sit on your thumbs, then you get the perfect hand width. Because your hands aren't so close that the thumbs can be together, because no one's that close, but they're not also so wide that you're going to end up using your lats instead. So sit on the thumbs, main thing to make sure heel of the hand is where the push comes from, rather than the palm of the hand, because otherwise I'll bend your wrist back too much. So sit on the thumbs, heel of the hand, feet out. The further away your feet are, the harder it's going to be. I would say most people just try and keep their feet, just kind of like where mine are there, not too far away, not too close. Then you just drop straight down and up. Avoid doing that, because that's not working your arms at all. Straight down, straight up, hinge those elbows. And we're going to look to knock out 30 strong seconds there as well. Third exercise we're looking for is a split squat. This can be done one of two ways. I'll show you the harder way first. So it's a Bulgarian split squat, some people would call it, or an elevated lunge. Back foot's up, you can have your toes down, or up, whatever suits. Weight to the front leg. Drop and come up like this. And again, it'll be 15 seconds on one leg, 15 seconds on the other. So you switch, and then change and go again there. Now, if that's too tough with your foot up on the step, just do it down flat. Like so. That's fine too. Work with your own ability level. And again, push the intensity. If you don't have weights, just try and get more reps. If the time span of 30 seconds ends up being too easy for these exercises with body weight, increase the duration. You're totally able to do this any way you like. Fourth exercise in the plan we're looking for is press-ups. Press-ups can be done, most basic version, on our step, chest and up, or alternately on the knees, down and up. I'm showing you side on so you can get the view that my chest is hitting the floor, not my head. Don't want people to leave their head. Now, so don't want your bum out behind you like this. Lead with the chest, head and chest up, and obviously up on the feet. It's the gold standard. That's your toughest ones there. Working those pecs, working those shoulders, working those triceps again. Final exercise on this plan, on this first circuit, is sit-ups. So sit-ups or crunches, whatever ends up working, on the back, so you'll crunch, like so, or bring yourself up, elbows to knees, full retract to the bottom. So we're going to go 30 seconds each, and do all 5 in a row, so that's 2.5 minutes of hard work. So we're going to get stuck in. Right now, let's go for those step-ups. First 15 seconds. Just so happened that the clock was hitting exact time. I thought, good time to get started. Now notice, rather than rushing out lots of reps here, I'm focusing on the control and on a slow descent. A good eccentric, the downward phase and switch feet, is the key to getting excellent engagement throughout. Good. Everyone will have one side that's stronger than the other. Everyone will have one side that's more comfortable than the other. For me, my left is more comfortable than my right. Good. That's the first 30 seconds. Let's go into those dips. Sit on the thumbs, heel on the hands. 30 seconds. Now you can go with me on the timings here, or you can just scribble down the exercises we've got and work with your own timer and your own music. That's cool as well. And just refer back to this if you're looking for form and shape tips. That's fine too. As long as you're working hard, and as long as you're happy, I'm happy too. A few more seconds on this one. Good. Split squats. 15 seconds aside. Down and up. My recommendation for this would be start on your weaker side. Because when you're tired, you want to be on your strong leg. Good. Switch up. And let's go. And if you do have weights, you can have a weight in each hand on this one as well. Increase that difficulty level. Same with the step-ups. You can add weight. One more. Great. Now down for the press-ups. 30 seconds, off we go. Good. And then round for the sit-ups. Nearly there for round one. Off we go. The floor is cold. I want to spend less time lying flat, so it's encouraging me to get up and get more reps in. Nearly there. Couple more reps. Good. And rest there. Nice job. Just take a short breather. Minute, minute and a half. Less if you want to. You can skip past if you don't want to rest. And then we go again. Now, if round one was too easy, now's the time to start thinking, okay, how can I make this harder? Slower movements, a more difficult version of this press up, more dips in the time period. Find something that's challenging for you. And again, another way to make it harder, reduce the rest periods between the rounds. We're taking another 25 seconds here, but hey, 30 seconds, bang, go again. That's fine too. So skip it on, or again, use these as teaching points rather than as something to follow rep for rep. Right, we're going in 10 seconds. Now it's time to get set. Back at the step again. With that foot up. Push through the heel. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Same as last time. Head and chest. Nice and high. No switching the weight back at the bottom. Keep the weight loaded over that front leg. Good, switch sides. Good, excellent. Now into the dips. Sit on the thumbs, push through the heel of the hands. Off we go. Just work through it. Five more seconds. Good. Split squats. Start on that weaker side. Off we go. Good. feet, same deal. And now into the press ups. Those triceps are going to be feeling tired after the last batch of dips. We got this. 30 seconds, off we go. Good. Now sit-ups again. 30 seconds. That's good, guys. Great effort so far. Halfway on these. Good effort. Right. Next step is the next circuit. So 2 seconds, little breath, and then we'll get stuck in. Okay, circuit number 2 is a group of new exercises, 5 new exercises. The first of which is a squat hold. So you set the feet, squat down, hold the position. That's going to be for 30 seconds. The second exercise is a renegade row. Now the renegade row can be done one of 2 ways. Either from the floor, which is the harder option, or from the bench, which is the easier one. I'll show you from the floor first because the visual is easier. So you're in a plank position on your hands. And what you want to try and do is lift a hand and the other hand without your torso twisting. So you want to come up, but with that tight core, belly button in, without the twist. Now alternately, up on the bench here, means less of the weight goes through your arms, which can make it easier, especially for a beginner, to maintain that position. Another way to make it easier is having your hands closer together and your feet wider apart, because it gives you a more stable base and it makes it less likely to rotate. So, exercise number 3 is box jumps or springs. So it's from the floor here, set, and then down. Set, and then down. Now if you don't want to jump on a surface, or if like your knees don't like the impact, what you can do instead is touch the floor, spring on the toes. Spring on the toes. Just make sure you push through those toes, even if it's only this much off the floor, it's still off the floor, so you're doing well. After that, we are looking for angled press-ups. Similar to what we did before with the press-ups, only we want to focus on the shoulders rather than on the chest. So again, there's 2 versions of this. One on the bench, you get your bum nice and high in the air, push through the heel of the hands, and you bring your head to the bench. So everything I said about leading with your chest, not your face, forget all that. Lead with the crown of your head. And what that does is it changes the angle so you hit the muscles here from the floor. Again, bum nice and high, feet closer in. Looks like that. Because I've got a funny shoulder at the moment, I'll be doing the easier version, but don't let that stop you from pushing yourself and trying a harder one. Exercise number 5 here is our leg raises. So, lying flat, palms flat, smooth down, smooth up, ensuring you don't overarch your back at the bottom. So if your back's coming up with room to put a hand underneath, you're no longer using your core. You want to be flat at the bottom so nothing can get under. So that's your tipping point for when to come back up. If you feel your back coming up, that's the time to get your legs back up to the top. So that's our new set of exercises, 30 seconds apiece, and we start with the squat hold. So set the feet, 30 seconds, off we go. That's good. Easy peasy. Make sure to stay nice and low. The lower you are, the more engagement you'll get. And if you're unsure worried about sitting down at the bottom of it, you can just hold like this above the bench. So that if you get too tired, you can just sit back. We've got a few more seconds left here. Okay, good. Now exercise number 2, we're looking for that renegade row. Nice close hands, nice wide feet. One, and then the other. Without that rotation through the hips. We don't want to rotate the hips. This is one of those ones where lots of people think they're good at it, but if you do it in the mirror or videoing yourself, like I might find, you might be surprised at how much movement there actually is in your hips. Good. Now we're looking for those springing jumps. 30 seconds, off we go. Again with this one, you can get some pace, get lots of reps in, you'll get out of the heart going. Anything dynamic like this is always going to tire you out. One more. Good. Now the angled press up, either on the floor or on the bench. 30 seconds, off we go. Again, I'm just doing this version because I have a niggly shoulder. Feel free to try on the floor. And if that doesn't work, or it's not comfortable, just do it on a bench or on a step, just as long as it's got some grip on it, so it doesn't slide away from you. Few more. Good. Now the leg raises. 30 seconds of leg raises. Off we go. I always keep my chin up and tucked in. I like to get a satsuma underneath it. It helps keep the tension out of my neck. Some people will find them more comfortable if they're lying back, head on the floor, whatever works for you. And that's the 30 seconds there. Good. Short rest, 60 seconds, and then we're going to go for round 2 of this new circuit. That was a good start. Now, just like circuit 1, okay, how can we make it harder? If a 30-second squat hold is too easy, turn it into a squat pulse. Add that little bit of movement in there. Or if you're up here, get that bit lower down. For the renegade row, if it's too easy, and if it's looking perfect on video or in the mirror, widen your hand positions. The wider your hands are, the harder it's going to be to prevent that rotation. Box jumps, try and get more reps in. Angle press-ups, again, more reps, or try that harder version on the floor. Leg raises, going lower while keeping the back flat. So that's a good progression on every single exercise. Okay, so we're going in 10 seconds, and we start with the squat hold. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Good, I'm doing it side on so you can see the profile and see the correct depth we're looking for here. Obviously you can't lean on your legs, can't sit on your haunches. You have to have that tension so you should feel it on your bum and then all the way through your legs there. Halfway already, easy money. Four, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Renegade row next. Set. And off we go. Good. Now look for those box jumps. Set, 30 seconds. Off we go. Remember, you can do these just as a touch and a spring as well. It doesn't just need to be a box jump. I know a lot of people don't like jumping up on surfaces, or some of you won't have a surface that you can jump on at home. Good, now the angled press-ups. Set in place, off we go. Good, and now the leg raises. Let's finish the job on round 2. Off we go. Again, feel your way into it. Find that point where your back arches and come back up. If, like me, you can go all the way down. Go all the way down, but show control. Don't drop. Don't let those heels hit the bottom. Keep control. Start to finish. 10 more seconds. Nearly there. 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Good, that's round 2 done. So what we're going to do now for a final round, a finisher round, is we're going to do all 10 exercises from the 2 rounds, back to back, start to finish. So just to run through them, that will be step-ups, to dips, to split squats, to press-ups, to sit-ups, to squat hold, to renegade row, to box jumps, springs, angled press-ups, leg raises. 10 in a row, non-stop, 5 minutes of intense work with no rest, and by that time we'll be ready for a rest afterwards. So, get a quick sip of water, get a couple of deep breaths in the lungs as well. We're going to get started in 30 seconds. So get yourself set. Remember for those step-ups, 15 seconds per leg. Same for the split lunges as well. Raring to go, just want to get stuck in. Okay, 10 seconds. Now it's time to start dressing the step. Get that foot up, weight through the heel. Make sure to lean forwards on it. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. And remember, control that descent. As you get more tired, it gets easier to forget those little form points and to end up jolting or to end up almost rushing things as well. And that's what we want to avoid. Switch feet. Same thing, opposite side. Good. Now every time we do these is now the last time. So make sure you do top quality reps, start to finish. Excellent. Straight into the dips. Sit on the thumbs, push through the heel of the hands. Smooth down and smooth up. Good, and transitioned in. Now, bear in mind, we're going for 5 minutes here, so breathe your way through it. A lot of conditioning work can end up being quite anaerobic, as in without oxygen. Like sprinting, you'll hold your breath almost, and not really breathe until afterwards. But with 5 minutes work, we need to breathe, but we're going to get puffed out pretty quick. 5 more seconds. Good, split squats, first leg, 30 seconds, so 15 seconds apart. Good, switch feet. Excellent. Next exercise, we're looking for those press-ups. 30 seconds. Off we go. Good. And then we're looking for the sit-ups. 30 seconds. Off we go. Almost halfway through our final round. Ten more seconds. Good. Up into that squat hold. 30 seconds. Off we go. We're pushing now. Final 2.5 minutes. Get those deep breaths in. Ten more seconds. Nearly there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Renegade row. Set on the hands and the feet. Off we go. Good. Box jumps. 30 seconds. Off we go. Remember, you can do that touch the floor, up onto the toes as well. 10 more seconds. Good. Angled press ups next. Set on the bench or on the floor. Off we go. 30 seconds. If anyone's wondering why I keep on looking up there, that's where the clock is. It's to make sure we're on time and you don't end up doing 45 seconds by accident. My live classes are bad enough for that. Good, and finish the job with the leg raises. Sit. Don't let that back arch. 30 seconds. Halfway ready. And that's time. Good job, guys. If anyone's feeling extra keen, you could run through that whole lot again, 10 in a row after we rest. Otherwise, that's us done for the day. Now, as always, if you've enjoyed the video and you want to get the most up-to-date notifications on when the new ones come out, click like and subscribe below, and you'll be added to the mailing list to let you know when all these things come out. And as I've said before as well, any requests for classes, any requests for body parts you want to work without kit at home, just drop a message or message me directly and we can sort something out for you. Anyway, thank you very much. Good job today. Take it easy.